marrying a white girl
That
as a Latino, it is definitely a culture shock.
Living such a strict religious background does not gear you for life, and it will hit you like a freaking brick wall when you start like venturing out into that real world.
Oh yeah.
It will hit you so fucking hard.
Why are foreign families so much closer than American families?
You need fucking counseling. You need to go see a counselor and see what you are doing wrong. Look inside. Maybe it's time to accept that you might be the problem.
Hey, all right, guys, welcome back.
That took forever. It was the longest fucking cheers.
we got our special guest.
All right, guys, we're back here at the. We all fall asleep.
The heart of the bill.
The light's
So
bright.
we have
My
guests.
mic is too low still.
Alex Esteban, Carlos Matos, and Joe. Today we're going to be talking about all kinds of stuff, whatever comes up naturally. Welcome to the show.
That's out. Oh wow.
All right, that's it.
Wait, what were you ranting about off camera?
Off camera? Dude, okay. We're not sponsored, but I put Sam Adams in this shit. And I said, I was just amazed by how beautiful this glass looked when this beer was freshly poured in there. And I said, how much you want to bet that restaurants will pour just a classic common beer in this shit and sell it for $16? Saying it's some special ass shit.
How much?
We marinated this in wheat and rice and buried it for 70 years.
Keep going.
He's just
Do you have any idea how much beer money I've wasted at high-end restaurants
I can
just
guess.
for classic
Do you have a guess?
taste?
this year.
None, because I don't buy beer at restaurants.
You know how much money?
Yeah, Bush. Because I caught on before the scam was unleashed. I'm on to you.
All right, guys, welcome back to not welcoming back.
Welcome, in the first place, to our first episode of insert title.
All right, are we gonna go with winners? I feel like we should go with winners.
Winners. I like it more than Vatos.
Me too. Democracy.
Majority.
Hey, if you're not
Majority
winning,
wins.
what are you doing?
All right, guys, welcome back to. Why do I keep saying
Don't
welcome
say
back?
welcome back.
All right, guys, welcome to the very first ever episode of Winners.
I can hear myself breathing.
You're a winner. This is a podcast of 3 friends, siblings, brothers who have journeyed along together in life, out of life, in the afterlife. And we have joined forces to come to talk about all sorts of stuff. And a little introduction here. To my right, I have my best friend, my best man, and pretty much a brother, Carlos Matos.
Hello, hello.
And then to the right of my best man, best
My
friend,
best man.
is my best friend, best brother, because I only have one. If I had another, I don't know.
Cheers.
Cheers to that.
I'll take it.
Joseph Vargas, a.k.a. Sinner.
AKA Sinner Games as well.
He's going to be plugging stuff every single episode.
Love
He's like, on my channel, I really played.
Oh, no, dude, I was freaking shooting this guy on my
dude,
channel.
Five Nights at Freddy's, honestly, I felt like 3.
Did you really feel like that? Because I kind of felt like a 2.
Ooh, okay.
Well, but anyways, we're going to be podcasting. This is a, all right. So Carlos, I'm not calling you Carlos,
Don't call him Carlos.
right?
You're disrespecting
But like in
him.
my life now,
Yeah.
people call me Carlos.
But in my life, people call me Alex.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
What do they call you?
Sinner.
That's
They literally call me either Sinner or just Joe.
Dude, you got me calling you
Joe.
Joe now.
That's so
I'm
weird.
Joe, bro.
And I called him Joseph for my entire life.
Joseph.
What are you gonna call me? Comment down below what you're calling me.
Call 8135.
All right, and we're back, guys.
Don't play that stupid loop, bro.
Just just a little introduction. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Joe. How old are you? What's your life about? What's your past trauma? What are you dealing with? No, I'm just joking. But we'll get into that in episode 30.
You really scared me with all those just now.
He said-
I don't think I want to tell everybody.
I literally tell people, like, is it live yet? Tell me when it's live. I don't want people to know for so long. Like, people already know way too much about my life. Nashville is so small. So, like, imagine we do get into stuff. I'm scared.
I know Nashville feels small sometimes.
If you want to know more about me, just subscribe to my channel.
Yeah. No, it actually is small. It's, yeah. Especially in the single life. Everywhere you go, every event or different community, every church, you'll find somebody that you know or that knows of you. So we won't get into that, but
Yes, we will later on.
yeah, it's good and bad. It's good, but bad.
All right, Joe. So let me ask you a couple questions. How old are you? What's your name? And what do you do?
Sorry, I had to let that one out. Hold on. All right. There we go.
All right, Carlos. What?
All right, guys, I am 31
I'm
years
25 years old, and I'm 25 years old. I am a musician as well as a gamer. As per my YouTube channels, which you can. But I have a very heavy passion for music, as well as just entertainment in general. I love making people laugh. I love being that gateway to help people feel things. Very, very passionate when it comes to feeling things.
all types of things, or
I don't know. You be the judge.
okay. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you were always a big feeler growing up.
Back in my day, I'll age myself. We called that emo, but nowadays,
I mean, isn't emo like short for emotional?
emotions. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
it had a different connotation back then, but
I
now
feel like
it's-
Emo's not dead.
it's not. It never will be, because every person that is growing up feels those things. Sometimes they're told to feel them. Sometimes they're told that they're stupid for feeling them.
Come here, let me hug you.
Come on.
Okay. I still have a cough.
All right, you forgot to say the most important thing that you are.
And I'm a,
I was actually thinking of something else, and then I was like, wait, there's actually something more important than that.
well, I mean, all those things to say that I am indeed a winner.
Well, also, I think your wife is
Yeah.
probably going to be a little upset
Your
about
kids are
it.
like, what the?
Oh yeah, most people don't actually know this, but
Maybe he wants to keep it private. You know, cut that out. No kids, no wife.
All right, guys, we're going to put a poll right here. I'm just joking.
no, I am happily married and with 2 child.
I am with 2 children. I am carrying 2 children.
They're in my feet actually.
No, so what I was referring to is that you are also an editor for me.
He's like, what's the most important thing?
I don't
think
know.
about him being a dad.
Like, there's
and
just
you-
too many things on the list that are important.
Yeah.
I overwhelm myself.
Yeah, there's no ranking. It's all equal.
Yep. But yes, I am also a professional video editor. And
I mean, I
cur-
wouldn't say professional.
and
But
I'm currently under the wing of
He gets paid
Alex
for it.
Esteban
Doesn't that
himself.
make you a professional?
I guess so. I
Comment
do.
below. Are you a professional when somebody pays you for a job? Is
We're-
it still amateur? Does he have to
At
win
that
an
point,
award?
it is a profession.
Thank you. So you
Mm.
lose.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, take a shot.
We just shoot a gun.
Take it.
All right. Thank you, Joe. And then Carl. It's Carl.
Ah,
I mean, you can call yourself Carlos, but I'm calling you Carl.
Yeah, I don't really call you anything else.
My children call you Carl.
true.
My wife calls you Carl.
True.
My children's children will call you Carl.
That's 6 at least.
So, Yeah, forget you, little Nashville.
I don't have all that. I'm the only one that calls him
What's Danielle calling?
Carlos.
Oh god.
Oh.
Yeah.
You gotta fix that.
It's because she doesn't know you that well. She knew you well. She'd be like,
I
"Man,
always
he's more
used
of a
to say
Carl."
my friends call me Carl, and then I stopped saying that like year
Yeah.
or two.
I know. I always said my friends and family call me Steven. And in business they call me Alex.
Is that recording still?
Yeah.
All right, Carl. Hit us.
Again, my name's up for debate. My name's Carlos. I'm 31. I am a single bachelor in Nashville. Fun times.
You can't slide into his DMs because he has no Instagram. So
You have to meet me in real life. So yeah, Nashville's
He actually
fun.
signed a non-disclosure before this, so
Carl does one of those jobs where like he will like tell people and then no one ever remembers.
No, I have to explain it a million times.
Yeah, I do
I'm-
this and then the
I'm in
logistics, of the
I'm at a
side.
startup
I don't
company.
know what his job is. He's told me once.
I'm an account manager, but I'm also
Yeah, we send this and we receive this and I oversee this and
I travel. I implement our software. It's a whole thing.
yeah,
but
it's one of those jobs that you'll never remember. So.
no, it's not important. That's why outside of my work life, I have such a huge community, a vast majority of Nashville that I know, to where I do get to be around people, because at my job, it is just numbers, logistics, boring. Love it though. Pays the bills. My passion, what's the most important thing about me?
Let's see.
I serve the city and my church in any way I can with my time or money, or just with my friends. I love spending time with these guys, with my friends outside of work. So, and I love talking. So I'm glad we're doing this, so I can get all of it out instead of calling people and calling it the podcast. Now I can really just, guys, you won't believe it, and then they'll hit me with save it for the pod.
Save it for the pod, baby.
Save it. Another round.
Yep. And Alex.
No,
Okay.
it's not happening.
Steven, what about you?
All right, so my name is Steven. I am a father and a husband. Most importantly, number one. I did that on purpose to just,
She's watching.
Yeah, so number one, I am a real estate agent and I'm a creator. I have passion for.
They're all equal. Nothing is above these. They're all my creation.
Yeah, no. So I have two toddlers. I'm married, been married 6 years, and was raised in Nashville. Have lived in a couple of different places: Alabama,
Gross.
North Carolina. Both,
Also gross.
yeah, pretty much. Sorry, guys. And
I'm just thinking about how many noises.
Duh, I keep hearing myself breathe.
Is it too loud?
It's just
It's too sensitive?
no, it's perfect.
Okay.
All right, yeah. So I'm a real estate agent. I've been doing that since 2017. So I help people buy and sell houses. I own my own real estate company, and now running a podcast and a YouTube channel. So I don't know if by the time this comes out, I can tell about the thing.
yeah. That thing.
Yeah. So,
But I think
buddy
this is
here-
going to be mostly like I think it's kind of like a lighthearted intro, episode 1,
Yeah.
getting to know the hosts.
Here we are, and we're here for you.
and we're doing it.
Yep.
To you.
Honestly, because, I could go off right now.
Oh yeah, I mean there's a lot. So like
I play.
Yeah.
all right, so some of the things we're interested as a group is pop culture in general. I think we're all very involved in social media, whether we consume or are actively trying to
spectating. I'm spectating.
be the creators. So we're all very involved and we all love it a lot. We talk about it all the time. I mean, Carl and I are always talking about random stuff popping up week to week, day to day. Joe works with me, so we're always, bringing up memes or videos or whatever might happen. And then, I mean, we got a deep childhood together, so we have endless what are they called?
Content? No, memories?
What's the joke that's like, inside jokes?
Yes.
Oh,
What's the joke
What's the joke that's inside of the joke? A lot of inside jokes, a lot of things that probably a lot of people in the audience will also relate with, because like 90% of it is SpongeBob. So yeah, exactly.
Yeah, classic.
But also, Carl and I are the same way. We call each other randomly 100 times a day.
Yeah.
I mean, not really, probably like 20. 10
it?
to 20. And whether
20.
we answer or not, it just depends.
Yes.
Well, what's it like
What's what like?
having someone to call 20 times a day?
I mean, it's kind of one of those. It's almost like the social media thing where you just open up your phone and you just start scrolling. So you're like, oh, I have nothing to scroll. Let me just call Carl.
True.
And then we're just on the phone, not saying anything really. And then we're just like 2 minutes in, we're like, all right, gotta go.
I can't do that. I had a friend that I did that with once, and like after
I had a friend that was like that once.
after a certain amount of time, I just got so like bored of it. I was like, all right, we're not talking about anything. I'm gonna get off here. I would never say that directly though. I would just be like, hey, I got a thing to handle.
The thing is, we do. It's like,
Oh.
all right, I gotta go back to work. But my thing is, he'll have a breaking news once a week or like once a month, like something big. Like, dude, guess what?
Yeah. Or some big event has happened.
Me just being out and about
Oh yeah.
every other day. And like it
Oh,
could go
yeah.
in and out his ear because he's actually working or with the kid. And I'm spewing off, dude, you would not believe what happened. He's like, give it to me, what happened last night. And I'm just like, dude, you have no idea who I met or like what he did or
Crap.
So it's, I have endless amount of,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just, he's a guy I call, 20 times a day. When he was gone
For 2 months.
for 2 months,
Left my wife and kids.
when he left his wife and kids,
For a reason that will
during the
be
divorce,
known to y'all later.
honestly, most people don't, like Joe mentioned a little bit. Not many people have a best friend just to call or like just to be done with or just to be present with and like just enjoy company on the phone or in person. But when he was gone, somehow, like, thank God I found multiple people to fill that gap. And so honestly, like, I did like find that same vibe and chemistry with a couple other people. Rest in peace to one of them. So like, it is kind of great. Like, most people don't have that one best friend, and I found another one. So
Damn.
thankful for that. So hopefully you will one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've had those before, but they're overrated when they kind of suck as people.
Very true. Very true. And you don't really suck.
Yeah.
So
No, I
thank
don't
you.
suck at
Thank
all.
you for not sucking.
Yeah.
I think
Oh, wait.
I think
Pause.
I think it like puts me in. It gives me a sour taste to just do stuff like that because like I used to do that with like really good friends of mine who are no longer good friends of mine.
Ooh.
And
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk
now-
about it.
So now it's just like, I don't really want to be on the phone like this anymore. I already did my time doing that, and I'm not trying to.
You're not trying to get hurt. Not trying to open up.
It's almost like I got a big old wall that I'm not trying to break down for somebody else no more. Like these are people that I still genuinely care about.
And
Mm.
this is like friendships, right? Like,
Yeah.
So friendship breakups are some of the worst.
Ooh.
Because girls, I don't know. They may go through them a lot. Some of them don't want to stereotype, but when a guy breaks up with another guy,
That sounds rough.
bro.
it's kind of gay. No, when a guy like friendship ends,
I don't care.
it is like
Gay or not gay.
it's some of the worst stuff. It's like
Honestly, it sounds more rough because like literally you're my best friend. and then like my family, wife, siblings.
There's not multiple best friends. It's like one or two that's like we're a core group, but like that's my best friend.
Yeah.
And then when you have a breakup in that sense, it's like,
But I've always been that way. I'm just like, okay, I got Carl, I got my wife, I got my siblings, my family. I'm like, I don't really need to be close to anyone else.
which is all you need. Like, again,
That close, you know what I mean? Because there's like there's different types of closeness. Like you can be close with like, you know, a friend.
Yeah.
Where you like, you guys talk, you still talk about stuff, you talk about what's going on in life. And then you can be like close, obviously, with your wife and your family. And then you can be close to like your best friend where you're just like, you can literally pick up the phone, talk for 30 seconds and be like, all right, hang up.
yeah, I feel like if we had stages, like you're like a healthy, you have your core group, right? You have your best friend, your family, you have your work friends, and your casuals. You have your family, you don't need that best friend right now, and you have some casual friends, and that's great. Me, I'm like, I don't have that wife and that foundation support, so I got family to run to, and then the best friends, and like I have a multitude of community that does need to fill those gaps. That maybe a family like you don't need that. Like me, I'm like I do need a little bit of that.
Yeah.
a little bit of, like so it's
Which
kinda
with
weird.
Joe and like, we grew up in a very close family
Yeah.
where like we literally were. I mean, we followed each other when we left the state lines. Alabama, North Carolina, Tennessee. Like we would just follow each other everywhere.
Yeah.
And then like we just all always end up at the same place. I hear about like families who are like in different states and it makes me so sad. I'm like, oh
Yeah. I mean,
that's
a
my
lot,
life.
It is crazy
He's
because a
talking
lot
about
of other people's family dynamics are not as strong as like ours is.
I'm like, wait, you guys all don't live within a 10-mile radius of each other?
Like that's the thing. We freaking we love each other, and like
Yeah.
I'll hear about other people's like sibling stories and like how they were, you know, raising their childhood, and they all freaking hate each other.
I saw some like post tweet or something the other day. It was like someone was asking, it's like, why are foreign families so much closer than American families? And obviously the comments were just like, whatever. But someone was like posted some study of like, yeah, it's actually like there's been studies done on this of why this is the case. I mean, and some of the comments were good. They were like, I mean, they're like, yeah, because they all lived in the same house for like 20 years.
There's various reasons, but
That or the siblings are all traumatized together. So like,
yeah, that's a big one too.
I mean, Hispanic, because like, all right, Carl is half Hispanic, half white.
Yeah, so my white side, my mom's side,
Yeah.
all distant. Like have to go visit the grandpa once a year. Have to go like
Yeah.
the cousin you never see, but like my dad's side, all together.
Yeah.
Every holiday I'd go visit, and it was beautiful. Like you have your cousins, you have
I feel like that's how you are
aunts.
with like Jose and Javi.
Yeah. And like I have parents nearby, but again, like my family is so spread out to where because I'm like battling between those two different cultures, yeah, it's like
Yeah.
different upbringing for sure.
I know. You got to experience both of them.
Yeah. And I was like, taking bits of that, like it's good to grow up on your own and like not trauma bond and not everyone know your business
Yeah.
and no hidden secrets. And then the Hispanic culture, you got some stuff slid under the rug,
Right.
too much people in your business, but you have that family, you have community, you always have somebody there. You're not alone. You don't see many like lonely men in that, like you're together and you're crazy.
Yeah.
And it's spicy and it's beautiful, but yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's like. So whenever speaking on that, it's like marrying a white girl
That
as a Latino. It is definitely a culture shock to the white girl.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're like my dad in this situation.
like you guys like each other. Like,
Wait, why is your aunt here randomly without
Yeah.
telling me?
Babe, your cousin, uncle,
And
two
all their
nephews, grandma's abuela, and everyone is at the door. Did you invite them? No.
there you go.
Well, they have tequila, tortilla chips, guacamole, and a whole pork,
Hey, it's
a whole
free.
pig.
Had the music playing in the back already. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the vibe. And then there's like, and then the white side, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna get together for Thanksgiving.
Bro,
Radio
and
silence.
Hey, grandma's cooking is great though, I'll tell you that. But yeah, so anyways, it's a funny dynamic as a Hispanic dating and marrying into a white American culture.
Yeah.
Because we grew up very Hispanic. I mean, our parents were immigrated from Costa Rica to the United States. And then like I was born in Costa Rica. Joe was born in Tennessee. Mm. So that's like how close we are to, being raised in Central America versus America. As far as like what, the culture. Mm-hmm. So our culture came to us and our upbringing was a Costa Rican family culture. And that was very heavily involved. I mean, like one of the things that was such a major like difference that I didn't realize was that it's like literally growing up, there were people in our house. I feel like every day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, oh, yeah.
Whether it was like people from youth group, people from our family, people from like who God knows who they are. Yeah. Like my dad just met them off the street.
Honestly, yeah, no, our house was like a freaking nest, and then Dad was trying to like bring people in to like make the nest even bigger. It was the craziest thing. Like he'll bring anybody in there.
Yeah, I was one of those guys,
dude.
Yeah. Literally, Carl lived with us for years.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea how many people we were roommates with that just lived in our house with us?
Yeah, I mean, roommates in the sense of like they lived in our house. Thankfully, not in my room.
No, I would lose my ever loving shit.
Yeah, so, but that was kind of like a big difference in cultures, where we constantly were there was people always. The Latino culture is very inviting, very let's go community gather, always around each other, and like. I think the American culture there's always an exception to the rule, but overall I feel like it's not the same as Latinos.
Some limitations.
Even like Hispanics that are raised, like my little brothers that were just raised in like a white culture. I don't know, just an American culture, like for most of their time versus mine. Same Hispanics around them. The culture just shifted after just another generation of being raised here. Mm-hmm. It's just like a girl you're dating that's interested in the culture, very different than somebody who was raised in it. Like the music hits you different. I don't know, just the food, like the nostalgia of everything. Like you embody it instead of just like I like that. It's more like. Dude, when that song hits, you're just like it takes you back, and you're just yeah.
Even Joe, I mean, like I say that because you're very. I mean, you were like at one time in like a screamo band, but I feel like you throw on like a classic salsa song, and you're just like,
hey, my roots will show, bro.
Yeah, it's the roots of like.
And then someone walks in with arroz con pollo, and you're like, shit. Let's go.
Compared to my little brothers, they're like
I could use some right now. Actually,
they honestly, I mean, they were raised with pizza and just like chicken nuggets, and they hate that crap. Still, like even to this day, like if my dad cooks something, he'll call me and tell me about it and brag.
Yeah,
and I'm like craving it, and it's still leftovers because they don't consume it like Joseph and Steven would. I'm like, dude, you guys don't know what you're missing out. And I seek out that to this day. Like I still seek out like the restaurants. I still seek out like. The music, what's the vibe, and I miss it sometimes.
Yeah, I feel like that's why you're so close to our family.
Yes,
is because we are that Latin community, and
you feel a bond to the culture.
Yeah, and it's like that's what feeds that part of you.
Definitely the cooking, the women around.
Yeah,
just like who is that? Oh, that's my great uncle that just came down.
And then the background, there's just like reggaeton salsa just playing.
Kids running around. There's like really no one yelling at them because they're just crazy. But like like my mom's household, American, it's just like stop that right now and like trying to control them.
Yeah,
really, it's like in a Hispanic culture, it's just like beauty in the chaos.
Mhm.
It's just like kids running. It's
You were just like, we don't care, whatever.
yeah.
We'll figure it out after. As long as no one's like bleeding, we're like, all right.
Yeah, like once every party, there's a kid that'll end up crying, and everyone kind of stops, and then we go back.
They have to see like what the reason is for the crying, and if it's like they're not in actual pain, it's like, they're fine.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty interesting. So with that being said, I mean, what kind of cultures are you trying to bring back home, Carl?
Man, I don't think about that until like
Now we're getting to the sauce.
oh my god. Like, well, honestly, just to be transparent, I haven't dated seriously for a while now. But again, in dating, you don't think about those stuff that's truly important. Right now, you see the person's attractiveness, you see maybe their family and their friends immediately and how fun they are. Until you start actually dating, and then you start thinking, like, I'm such a guy that's like in the moment. I live in the moment. Like, what's fun now? Until I start dating, and then people start knowing who I'm dating, and then you have your married friends that want to meet them. That's very precious to me because in a Hispanic culture, again, that side perks up when I think about dating. And like, if you bring somebody home, they'll remember them forever. Like my aunts, and like they still follow my ex from a long time ago. I still like their posts.
What happened to this?
I will say I did. Me personally, I enjoyed like the solidarity in my relationships. Just like, I don't want to talk about it. Don't you talk about
until
it.
It's like
let me enjoy
serious.
it.
Yeah, like let me enjoy it. Don't confuse me. Don't pressure me. Which I bring that on myself because I like to entertain people when they ask. People live through me, like a lot of, married couples that I know. They're just like chilling, like, oh, what's going on? And it's fun, so I enjoy it. But yeah, like I don't think about that stuff, the culture and like the household, until like I'm like, oh crap, like I'm the only one that can bring. Like, and then their family isn't Hispanic. I'm like, because I really don't date Hispanic girls until like I think about like my kids won't have anything to do with that, or like unless I like start. I don't know. Yeah. So right now it's just gonna be.
I think it depends. It's like because with my wife, she has a very. And it's funny because when did I get married? I was like 21. No, I was 25.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's no freaking way.
I was 18.
I met Sarah when I turned 21.
No way.
Yeah,
That sounds about right.
that's when I moved to North Carolina.
You got engaged at 23?
Oh, I think I got engaged at 23. No, I got married at 23. 23, and then I had my first kid at 25. That's what it is.
That's crazy.
I know, right?
Hold on, wait. What was that voice?
I know, right?
We'll be right back.
But that's what I was saying. Like, so with her, I thank God it's like kind of a subconscious thing you realize it, because looking back now, I'm like, it was kind of similar to you. Like, you don't even think about it. You're not even like consciously being intentional about, does she tick this cultural box? Does she tick this box? Does she tick this box? And you're just like, oh, she's freaking hot. She loves God, and she can cook.
Yeah.
I'm like, lock her up.
A lot of times, not that you lucked out, because I'm sure you saw those things in the dating, but I'm like, I don't think you knew like how like intentional she was, or like how
I know.
she would raise a son. Like, I don't
No,
know. Maybe
no,
many people
100%.
don't know. Like,
Dude.
but
Like the thing about dating somebody is like you never know how things are gonna go long term. Like you don't really find out or learn about a person until you lived with them. Like, sure, like you're attracted to things on the surface and what you see in that moment. You don't know anything about their upbringing is. You don't know how they cope with stuff whenever like they're like presented with a problem. You don't know if they like run and hide, they face the problem, they attack, and then think logically afterward.
Yeah.
There's like so many aspects to that.
Oh, 100%. I mean, like that part of like, even all of us individually, we have the negatives of how we were raised and how that comes out in our like day-to-day relationships.
Yeah.
But like on the other side is, so with Sarah, it's like one of the things that I love about her and her upbringing is that she had a bunch of cousins. She was always close to them. They were always doing stuff together. And like once something about like also, I don't know about if you guys relate to this, but something about like the Latin culture versus like the American culture. Board games and card games.
Puerto Ricans, we have our own card game. Like, yeah.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
Dude, the
Puerto
arguments that would
Ricans.
go off.
Because
like,
with us, we never played card games.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
The only
Yeah.
game we ever like actively played was maybe bullshit, and that was like
Oh, but that was like
Yeah.
that was
the
never,
kids,
that was-
maybe.
that was never a regular thing.
But I'm saying with like our parents and with like
oh yeah, no,
the
no, no.
adults.
We never had board game nights. We never had game nights. If anything, we had repent to God or you're going to hell nights.
But yeah, I mean, mostly like we had that card game, but we had sports, like, and then cookouts, and then
Sports.
dancing.
Yeah, right? It was just
Yeah.
like the things you relate to were, I mean, soccer was huge. I mean, we grew up in a religious home, so church was like a very massive part of our life.
Mm.
And then, but like that aspect of it, like the
You say dad ass?
dead ass, the aspect of like having like some type of entertainment with your parents, with the adults, like something like that.
Board games is very white.
Oh, and I love it.
Yeah. So,
Like
Yeah.
playing board games, card games. Like I've gone to Sarah's mom's side of the family where they're playing card games. I've gone to her
Yeah.
dad's side where they're playing card games, and I'm all about it, dude. I'm like, let's go.
yeah. Because
Oh,
like
yeah.
that competitiveness that I got from sports, like, thank God we had that card game too, where it wasn't like
Yeah.
we had to be outside. Like, it got heated. Like, you know,
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like 10 years old and I have like a 20-year-old cousin cussing me out and like,
Yeah.
why'd you throw that card, you mother?
That's the thing about the Latino culture. It's like they just throw you outside and they're like, "Vaya a jugar."
Yeah, literally. Go play or I'll beat you.
Yeah, get outside. You know,
Get outside. Like, what are they doing inside? Watching a novela or something? You don't
Yeah.
even remember.
they actually were. Yeah, a lot of soap
That
operas.
is so they can have like time to freaking clean the house or something and at least enjoy
Oh
it.
my God.
You
Yeah.
walk back in and it just Fabulosa hits you right in the face,
Bro, immediately.
And you're like, that or like
Dude, I don't know. I think
tamales.
I think that smell in particular does like has like an effect of kids, bro. Because every time I smelled that, I would just go straight to my room.
Go to sleep.
Yeah, that or I'll just play on a video game. Anything to not smell that smell. It was
It's like a dog train.
it was like a deterrent, bro.
Okay.
It like it kept me from being in the area where it was clean.
Oh god.
no, my aunts kept me from being in the area. Get out the kitchen.
You can get the fuck out of
The
here,
creator
right?
of Fabuloso knew what they were doing. They created that for the moms.
No, but shout out to the white people in the board games, yo.
Yes.
I'm all about it.
Oh yeah, no, bro.
That's
I
the
love
part.
me-
Like
I love
I
me some
love
Uno,
that.
too.
I love that
Uno's
whole
probably
aspect.
my favorite game.
Yeah. The only thing I ever remember about cards growing up is Chuni, my grandma, showing me some like a magic trick, and I was blown away. I was like, wow, this is amazing. And that was it. That's the only thing.
Yeah, I mean that definitely got me ready for Nashville culture, especially in the Christian culture. Huge on board games, game nights.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, fishbowl. Oh my God, they have Catan nights. They have. I
I've
mean,
never-
I
what's
can
a
keep
Catan?
going. It's like a sword. No, I'm just kidding.
It's a board game. It's fun actually. We've played it.
There's so many games that like you go in any culture or any different circle around Nashville. It's like you want to play it, and you're like, freak yeah, dude. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah. I love it. I love that side.
Dude, being married to Danielle, she's actually grown like very fond of like doing puzzles now. And like so we started doing that and I was like, dang. Like after we completed our first puzzle, I was like, dang, I actually really like this. And then we glued it all together and framed that shit. Dude. You know
That's what they do, you know?
It's like we're like putting together like vintage puzzle pieces. So like the picture is like old vintage cereal boxes.
Oh yeah.
Then the second one was just like all kinds of different food items, but they all have little butts.
I have a
I'm not gonna lie, I
framed puzzle right now, so
I thought he was about to say like old vintage Italy. He said
No.
old vintage. cookies.
That was like the old Kellogg's and everything like that.
I thought you said catalogs.
Dude, those
Catalogs
old
of
phone
what?
books and catalogs. Shit.
Yeah, puzzles, board games, card games. I mean, that's all stuff. Fried chicken, French fries, burgers,
Bro. Macaroni, cheese, mashed potatoes. Bro,
beer.
do not get me started.
Beer.
On some, bro. I love my Latino food, bro, but white people food got it going on. As long as it's well seasoned, you put some salt on that shit.
Dude, what? So one time we were in Costa Rica. That's where we were born. And I was born. You're not Costa Rican.
Okay, remind me.
He was never born.
And we were out on the beach. And like there's, Costa Rican food everywhere. And that's what we grew up on. And like we were there probably like a week. And I'm like, I'm so sick and tired of this food. Like I literally just want a cheeseburger.
Bro.
Do you remember the cheeseburger?
I'm telling you. Man. Okay, so now, bless their heart. They're trying so hard. But
no, I'm talking about we had a good one. There's some
no.
Costa Rica
on that beach,
sucks.
That specific beach was bomb, bro.
Oh.
But it was because a white people,
Yeah.
a white person owned that restaurant. Okay, so Costa Ricans, they will have hamburgers on the menu, but that literally consists of.
I don't like how you said hamburger.
Some two
That's
flimsy
what it
buns,
is.
a slab of actual like deli ham, and then a very thin piece of beef.
We'll be right back.
And then meat,
I love there's a slice of ham.
the
on
actual
that
deli
burger.
slice of ham,
Stop.
bro.
It's like a square slice too.
But like the actual beef patty is so thin, it's hardly even satisfying.
Go over there, look at their cows, and you'll understand everything. They're just like
Google it. Let me see a cow.
Oh, dude, I will show you right now.
Wait.
Literally, these cows. Yes,
But
they
no.
have.
So we went to this beach on Jaco Beach in Costa Rica, and there was this restaurant that was owned by a white person. We were curious to, enough to order the actual hamburger, and we did. It was the fattest, juiciest beef patty we took a bite into. It was so good.
It was so good.
We thought we were back in America.
Dude.
Yo, no, it was so good, and I was. Oh, look, literally, here it is. Look at that cow.
Are you
Look-
recording it?
Yes, look at this cow. Okay, look at this cow, and then let's pull up an American cow.
Steroid baby.
Bro.
Oh my God, they're like freaking jacked, bro. Look at this thing. This is the epitome of America, baby. Look at that. It's proud.
Land of the free, home of the chunky.
You have this skinny little saggy hanging skin.
Bro.
And you got this beast meaty boy. Holstein cow. The veins on this thing. Look at that freaking udder just
Stop.
ready to burst
Can you
milk.
zoom in on the
Right.
vein?
Don't zoom on the vein. Gross.
Okay, that's the difference here
Oh.
between a Costa Rican cow. Again, look. What is this hump?
Ew,
But yeah,
cancerous-
long story
cancerous
short,
cows.
white people know how to handle their burgers.
That's the problem, man. I think oh my God, look at that.
Dude, that guy is wise.
That's not a cow, bro. That's a goat.
Yeah. I'm tired of looking at him.
All right.
Yeah, but so yeah, the food there, the cheeseburgers,
Cheeseburgers. Yeah.
non-existent. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's not good.
Yeah, don't.
I mean,
You go to
look,
Costa Rica,
bro,
don't-
look, let me
don't go
be,
looking
I'm
for a
going to be
good burger.
frank here. And I apologize to all the Costa Rican audience. Now, I grew up on it, so it is ingrained in me. But Costa Rican cuisine is not like,
Oh, dude, no.
it's not like you're going to Italy.
No.
Or like,
No. I mean, people go out, they get Cuban food,
exactly.
Cuban sandwich. You
Yeah. You
I mean-
never go to a Costa Rican
get,
restaurant.
I mean, Puerto Ricans, you really, unless you're from Puerto, we love our food, but you get Cuban food, you get Mexican.
Mexican,
I mean,
Peruvian,
Peruvian food,
good one.
but
it's
I don't know
Salvadorian.
what like Costa Ricans' dish is.
Exactly.
You know, like, do they have a dish? Like, Puerto Ricans, we have
It's a
lot of
salad, it's
fried
rice
stuff.
and beans, and it's a piece of meat.
Like a slab of meat. Yeah.
Whether
Honestly,
it's
though-
fish, pork, steak.
Yeah, fish, pork, or steak.
And it's not like a filet mignon. It's
No.
it's that cow.
Like a
I don't know,
minute
but
that
steak.
cow, you just saw, imagine a little sliver of that cow.
Every like little broke down building that you go to, they all serve the same thing. Everything is a casao, and it's all just the same thing. A little bit of salad.
I
some
will
rice,
straight up
beans.
eat a casao every day.
I will too, though. The thing is like
It's great.
even if it sounds as little as it sounds, it's so good.
It's homey. It's
Yeah, it's nostalgic. You
Yeah.
were raised on it. You could eat it.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's homey. It's nostalgic. It's like it's like your grandma cooked this for you.
Yeah,
Like that's the feeling of it. Like
yeah. It
Chuny-
tastes like home.
Chuny mommy says he's throwing down this casao right now.
Yeah.
My mom.
Yeah.
Like that's what
I
we
feel
grew
like
up on.
tourists could have a really good appreciation for it too, because I mean, it tastes good. It's not gonna taste bad. It tastes great.
Tastes good.
That's good.
It's good.
I mean, I'll eat it right now.
I'll eat every
Cat
time,
food?
bro.
Cat food.
That and the red snapper. You want to try some red snapper in Costa Rica?
Yeah, I feel like I don't know why I associate Costa Rican food with like a lot of seafood. No?
Mm. I don't.
No?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Casado.
Let me.
What do you associate Puerto Rican food with?
A lot of fried food, like a lot of empanadas.
Mm.
Like they have this
Carl's Puerto Rican, if you haven't figured it
yeah,
out.
they have like a meatball.
That's
like,
the other half of him.
surrounded by potato, like a fried potato. Like any corner of Puerto Rico, you'll have like, I don't know, like a fried anything. It's just a lot of fried food. They have like pork that they'll roast in the
Is
back.
that why America owns them?
Yes, because they're like, you have fried food. We love that.
They're like, wait a minute.
Wait a second.
These guys here.
Yeah, rice and chicken, like they fry their chicken. But again, like the pork, they have good
They're not going to
stews.
claim Costa Rica.
Really good food.
because
But-
they'd have to claim Mexico first.
Yeah, the food from Mexico, I would claim Mexico first. Right? Because they have the tacos, they have burritos, enchiladas.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I mean, if you
Who's
go down-
the inventor? Who created the carne asada?
El Fuego down the road?
Hold on, let me pull this up. Young Jamie? Because that is one of my favorite.
I think natives from their own countries will argue who created it.
Yeah, because like
The marinade, everything about it, bro. Northern Mexico. That's who it is.
because as soon as you said American food, I had a guy that in my head that
Ooh,
argued about American food.
baby.
He's like, actually, the burger came from this. And actually, what you consider the hot dog came from this. Like, it's not really American
Yeah,
food.
like
So-
I think
nothing
the
is really
argument,
American, right? Because everyone came from like Britain or wherever.
Well, there's also an argument about gallo pinto about who created that one too. Gallo
No,
pinto
shut
is
up. Costa
rice
Rica.
and beans and cilantro is so good. But there's like an argument that Costa Ricans made that one, or Peruvians, I think, or Venezuelans.
No, just Costa Rica.
We win, Costa Rica.
Yeah, period. Let us have something, Jesus.
Taking everything from us.
We're
We're
like-
like the little sliver of Central
I think we
America.
have like we're one of the greenest countries in the entire planet,
Mm,
and we made gallo pinto.
it's us. We own all the cilantro. It's us.
And we have no military. We put all our money into education. Don't you wish the rest of the world was like that?
yeah, I mean, Puerto Rican.
Until one country had a military and they just killed everyone.
We'll be right back. Dude, that's hilarious. Yeah. I feel like being also half American and like raised here, like I would be not proud. Like I would just be disappointed. I can't proudly say we don't have a military. You know what I'm saying? Like imagine me like, we don't have a military, it's education. Like,
No,
I would
it's
feel like
funny because I'm in America and I'm like, yeah, Costa Rica doesn't have a military. They put all their money into education.
you sound very left right now.
And I'm like in America
Yeah.
with a gun in my cabinet.
Yeah. Actually.
I'm
And you're
like-
like safe. You're like
But we always joke about our family always jokes about if like stuff just goes to shit here. We're like, we're going to Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Who's gonna attack Costa Rica? Why?
But they don't have military,
It's
so
a-
they would be taken easy. They would go for there first. You just told them. they don't have a military, so they're going there.
Oh wait, cut that out. Don't go for them. They got Gallo Pinto. You're gonna hit it.
Maintains its tourist attraction love.
Yeah, that's what runs the country. Tourism.
Tourism.
Terrorist.
Tourism.
But yeah, those are cultures, but definitely a culture shock coming to Nashville from being raised in college towns and I mean some
that's a
decent
good one.
college towns, but like small towns.
Ooh, that's
Like
a good one.
small town Arkansas near Memphis.
That's a
So
good
like
one.
the city I had was Memphis.
We all grew up in small towns.
Yeah. And then 10 years ago, I guess, 8 to 10 years ago, we came.
20.
I mean, you were raised around Nashville, but like as an
20
adult coming
2010.
to Nashville, crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Like
100%.
the traffic, it just started booming. Everyone found out about Nashville. They started moving here around that time.
Yeah.
We got big jobs here. Like you started valeting downtown, so you were like in the thick of it all the time.
Just give reference, Carl. What, like where you grew up? Explain the town.
So I grew up near Memphis.
Tell me the town you grew up
Memphis borders. It has
in. Stop saying
Mississippi-
Memphis.
It has the Mississippi River, and then you have West Memphis. People are familiar with the area. You know that's pretty much Memphis. It's Tennessee and Arkansas. It's the same thing. Really ratchet. Really a lot of gang activity. And then you go further, and I like to say that as you cross the Mississippi River, as you cross the bridge, there's nothingness, especially Northeast Arkansas. I can't speak for the mountainous areas of the other ones, but
I can't believe you grew up in Arkansas. Why is that so weird
nobody
to me?
knows because like if you see me, you would never think like
It's so weird, right?
don't
Like
have an accent.
who's from Arkansas?
yeah.
I mean, we know people from
We
Arkansas.
know people
but-
from Arkansas. Do we talk to them? Not really, no.
I mean, shout out to them though. I do love them.
They were cool.
Yeah, but again, you go once you cross out of Memphis, like right now it's not in a good
Arkansas.
place. It never was.
Arkansas.
You see the pyramid lights, and then you cross into the bridge into Arkansas and it's darkness. Like especially at night, like
when the
there's lights
sun's
behind
out,
you.
there's no light.
There's still no light.
It's just dark.
It's like you see endless fields, like because it's so flat over there, you can see for miles of nothing, like except for like bean fields.
There's a lot of places like that in the United States.
Yeah, but again, there's no.
But that feels like darkness with a lot of mosquitoes to me.
God. Bro, I
I
can't
haven't even talked about the mosquitoes.
I
so
can't stand
again, I grew up in a
mosquitoes.
town that had 3,000 people maximum. No stoplight, no Walmart. no
What's the
anything.
name of the town?
I don't want to tell the people. Man.
Tell them.
I don't want to tell.
I'm gonna tell them if you don't.
I can't believe that you remember it.
I always remember.
What town was it?
And yeah, we can get into the story about that later. But again, I cannot believe I grew up there. It's like imagine
3,000 people?
3,000.
That's
I've,
wild.
I've never heard of it.
No, don't look it up.
You've lived in the smallest town out of all of us.
Yeah, like because
How big
You're
is
a
it?
redneck.
yeah, you guys had a Walmart.
Bro.
You guys had a Walmart the whole time, right?
Yeah, we did.
Ashland City.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I was thinking of Hamilton and Ashland City.
I mean,
Hamilton
is
was a-
huge
wait,
compared to what
Hamilton was upgrade from Ashland City, right?
I don't know.
What?
I feel like Hamilton was way smaller than Ashland
What?
City.
The only reason I say that is because they had a community college.
But here you have Nashville, like
Ashland City had the river.
It's
though.
because it's so small and they don't have any other source of education unless they drive to Tupelo, Mississippi,
Yeah.
which is 45 minutes out the way.
and it's
They're
still
not going to
nothing.
get any other education.
20 minutes away, like you have Nashville. Like you don't have like a Tupelo. You have
Oh
Nashville.
right, yeah, that makes sense.
So like that's why you probably felt bigger. At least I think of Ashland City bigger.
yeah, I mean, today I love Ashland City.
Yeah, you can get away from the city. But again, I grew up in
I can
3,000
find
people.
appreciations for Ashland City, but I wouldn't say I love it.
So growing up, you had a lot of bonfires. You had parking lot hangs,
Yeah,
especially in high school. You had again to talk about the mosquitoes. You're in the parking lot in the middle of summer. You had nothing to do but drink underage, and then
That
like
Walmart
you're
parking
moving
lot.
your hand and you're hitting hundreds of mosquitoes.
yeah. You told me that once, and I was like, dude,
Ugh.
that's insane.
So like that's why I have I'm pretty vascular because like there's a lot of
Yeah, I'm too
Cancer.
You're
yuppie.
immune to them, right?
I'm too yuppie for that lifestyle.
no.
No.
They love me. because they remember.
No, but I'm saying they don't affect you.
They destroy me, and I think
But
I'm
you don't
used to it
care.
because I brag about like how they used to. You guys should grew up in Arkansas, so I'm kind of that guy.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh man, in Arkansas.
back in the day. So like, I appreciated the country music at that time growing up. But again, it was just working on farms from like 14 to 16.
Bro.
Football. So I grew up playing baseball. My cousins taught me baseball.
Oof, yeah.
But then you go to a town like that, it's just football. Like
Was your
Friday
mom from
night-
Arkansas?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
And my grandpa was raised on a farm in Arkansas. So like
The one that lived in Florida?
Carl.
Wow.
The real
Carl?
Carl Spears.
He was also Carl.
Yeah, he was the OG.
I didn't know that.
There you go.
This is like we talked about it the other day, but the meme of like how men versus women friendships work.
Yeah.
Like men, we don't actually know about anything. Like the
Why?
facts.
How did I not know
information.
that? Why did I think your grandpa's name was like Eugene or something?
Eugene.
Dude, that was probably his dad's name. It's probably my
Carl.
great-grandpa.
That's great.
yeah. And then guess what?
With
his
a
son,
C?
Guess what his son's name is?
Carlos.
Carl. I have an Uncle Carl.
2 Carls?
Yes.
Oh, and you're Carlos.
Guess what my dad's
Oh, they're white and they're Carl.
yeah.
They're not Carlos.
Dude, they look up Duck Dynasty.
Bro,
That's my uncle looks like that.
Wait,
I swear.
they're white, right?
Yeah, so
That is the most racist thing.
Dude,
ever.
that is hilarious.
Dude, my
actually,
dad
that
Half
your
brown, so they had to name him Carlos.
grandpa.
Yeah, well,
But
we can't name him Carl.
my
It's too white for him.
dad's dad, my grandpa on my dad's side, his name is Carlos.
Who?
My dad.
What?
Yeah.
Jesus.
And I have an
bro.
uncle named Carlos.
You had 2 grandpa Carlos.
So on both
Bro.
sides, Carl and Carlos. Carl and Carlos. And then
Jeez.
me, I'm Carl and Carlos.
Bro, they met in the middle.
Wrong one.
Oh no,
Bro, that's crazy.
Yeah, so yeah, my
That
grandpa,
had to be it, though.
So you're the bridge between 2 roads, huh?
I mean, again.
No, you were born, you came out the womb, and you had a mustache, and they're like,
Yeah.
it has to be Carlos.
Yeah. But like I feel like I'm such a melting pot, like a picture of like America nowadays, because
Yeah.
I grew up in Arkansas. Like people are like, no way. I grew up like near Memphis and like near a lot of like gang activity, near the hood.
Yeah.
And a lot of black, half white town. I visit Puerto Rican family. So I'm like, I have that culture influencing me.
Yeah, you
And
got a
then
lot.
I have a lot going on. And then small town like vibes. So you're like playing the football, your country. So my grandpa sold insurance. So and then he retired in Destin, Florida. Very typical
Mm.
on a golf course every week.
Mm.
And then my dad, typical military guy from Puerto Rico.
Mm.
So you have that. I don't know. It's just very like
Yeah.
blended all around. And then you have me that's like, where's this guy from?
Yeah.
Like I had another woman ask me today, like,
You're the most different out of all your siblings.
oh yeah. 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 I
Aside
would say
from
that.
your sister.
Oh yeah. Yes. So I would say that my
But even she is like, I don't
she's
know.
affected by all right, so I would say
I'm just meaning like
affected by their environment.
maybe, I don't know.
Because
I don't
like
know, you and your sister are like the most different. I would
free
say.
spirits. So I have a buddy named Philip. Shout out Philip Day. He comes to me and he likes to talk about like people's names. He's like, you know what your name means? Like once he introduced it, he's like, oh, you know what your name. He looked at me. He's like, you know what Carlos means, right? He's like, free man. I was like, thank you.
Wow, that's ethereal.
Yeah.
Hit the button.
But so like, I feel like my brother, my older brother, like he's again not as yearning for that Hispanic culture like I was. Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
like call back to that.
Yeah,
And I
right.
love that, and I seek it out. Like
That's
he's
interesting.
He's affected by the Arkansas culture. He still lives there.
But he has like 30 kids.
30 again, that Arkansas culture. You did that. You
What?
got married early. You had kids early. He had his first kid, and I love her, Olivia. She was born when he was 18, or like in high school.
Yeah, I guess that is kind of like a small town
Small
southern
town.
thing too.
And so then again, like you have like my brothers here, like they're raised and they kind of mimic their area that they. I don't know. I feel like I was always like trying to get out. Like
Yeah.
there's
Yeah,
something
that's what I
different.
feel like. You and Kim.
Yes,
We're
Kim
like,
especially. Yeah.
y'all were like
I love it here, like, and I can
me
embrace
get
it
out
and
of here.
adapt. But like, there's got to be something else. Let me run.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's still running. Probably right now, she's probably doing 2 marathons.
She literally
As we
ran
speak.
in school, college.
She plays soccer.
Hey, wherever she's on track to, whatever she's doing, I hope she's doing well.
Hey, me too.
She's a good soul.
What else do we gotta do?
That's the one.
That's what I was on. But yeah,
Man,
anyways,
remember
yeah, enough about me. I'm a melting pot, but anyways,
What were
do
we
you
talking
guys
about?
feel like that you relate to
Mosquitoes?
Nashville more? Do you feel like you relate?
Oh,
to
small
we were just
towns,
we were
small
just talking about
towns.
cultures and
Small
towns and
towns.
everything. Yeah.
No, small towns.
culture shock?
Small towns.
Fine. Small towns it is. You live in a small town.
Small towns or you're
You need
fired.
to travel because
But
a small town will shorten your mind.
Yeah, I think that's true. Like
It
you
will.
don't have any new ideas. You're surrounded by Nashville, the culture shock. That's what we were talking about. Like,
Yeah.
coming here, like it's a huge city. The traffic, the
Yeah.
people, like
Carl grew up in a small town. We grew up
Yeah.
in a small town. And then we moved to a small town.
Travel-
And then
travel from
I
small town
moved
to
to another
smaller
small
town.
town.
Yeah.
I went from small town to small town to small town.
The town just kept decreasing
Ashland
in
City,
size.
Hamilton, Kinston. And Kinston was an upgrade because they had a Chick-fil-A. And I was like, oh, shit.
But I feel like Kinston had more. Maybe it's just you were older and you got to experience more life and you were on your own,
Yeah.
adultish. But
Yeah.
yeah, I just
I mean, Kinston was, I always say Kinston was horrible. Only because it was like one of the worst times of my like life journey. But it wasn't bad. I mean, obviously I met my wife there, so that was like the best thing that could ever happen to me.
The only good thing that happened to you.
I know I always say that, but I mean overall, Kinston, the city was good.
the people.
My journey in Kinston was not good.
No.
So that was like the negative. My association with it is not good because of that.
Yeah,
But the city's fine. I mean, it's good. It's like 30 minutes from the beach. They got Chick-fil-A.
I'm not feeling it. I don't buy it. It
I mean,
sucks, dude.
Chick-fil-A gives me diarrhea, so I mean, whatever.
Yeah, we need to talk about that too, because like
Even then, there are some limitations.
yeah,
But yeah, so culture shock from being raised in these small towns and then going, finally moving back into Nashville, downtown Nashville, within a 5-10 mile radius of the core of Nashville.
I think we were
Massive
Also,
I think
culture shock.
Well,
we
the
were prepared for it though along the way, like because you were jumping to small towns, so you got to like meet other people finally, and like kind of slow. And then Hamilton, Alabama, you saw people from all different walks of life. So like you're meeting, like you're kind of
Yeah.
expanding
I
a
don't
little
know.
bit.
I think the worst part about these small towns is that they were so religiously controlled as well. So there was like no room
We were
for,
in those worlds.
there was no
Yeah.
room for mistakes or anything like that. It was our involvement in these places, which is the reason why we moved to these small towns.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think that developed a lot of trauma as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
That's real.
we each have our own experience, and each experience is true to how we experienced it. You know, like I don't know how Joe's experience was and Carl's and mine. And there's negatives and there's positives.
Fully
Yeah.
negative mostly.
Yeah. I mean, that's completely valid if that's how you felt and associated with.
Yeah.
I think there were large negatives with me, and then there were really big positives too.
I'm not going to say that everybody in every town that we were in was like complete trash. There were a lot of people that I cherished and really.
And you were
No,
younger.
yeah.
Right? You were still in school.
Oh yeah,
And so like
yeah. We're 5 years apart.
So I feel
That-
like him and
I'm
maybe-
30, by the way. I don't think I said that.
maybe small town for him, but like I guess if we were talking about Hamilton, like I'm like in the middle. Like you had a lot of positives. I feel like, and then you had like 'cause I
Yeah.
was new to the scene, so like I feel like I had half good and maybe half bad.
Yeah,
And then if you're saying like yours is kind of like more bad, you had to deal with school. You're
I had to deal
going
with
through
school.
puberty or
Yeah.
like trying to figure out yourself, and you're stuck in this church. You're like I can't even express myself because yeah.
Oh
There's a lot.
man, yeah, especially like going through all of that, you know, growing up and being part of like a religious scene and everything like that. Like you're going through so many different changes in like personality and body and like mind, It's just like it was overwhelming and like so much to keep up with.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, I think the most damaging thing about growing up for me personally, the most damaging thing growing up in like a religious environment is kind of that it's a standard that is like way up here, that it feels like it's always there, that you can never reach.
Yeah.
Because it's not real. It doesn't, like, you can't, only Jesus can reach that standard.
It sets you up for failure every time.
Every time, yeah.
Fucking human.
Yeah, 100%. I 100% relate with that. And I feel that too, because I never felt like I could be vulnerable, because if I was vulnerable, then I was like made to feel guilty and shameful.
Yeah.
And that carries on today. Like, I still carry that whatever association like in my life now.
Yeah.
Where like I am like feel closed off even to the closest people to me.
Oh, you're still, yeah, every other day.
Yeah, because I don't feel like I have to be perfect, right? Like I have to be this. I have to be this. And if I'm not looked up as this, then like I am a failure.
Yeah.
Like it's that dramatic just association. And that is the damaging part of
like a bubble, like a
the legalistic kind of religious culture for sure. And whether, it's intentional or not intentional, I want to believe it's not intentional, but that is what is portrayed,
Yeah. I think that
if you do this, then you're bad. If you do this, then you're bad.
Yeah.
Or if you don't do this, then you're bad.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that has a lot to do with the small town mind as well.
Or it's if you don't do this, then you're really good. So then the alternative is, so if I'm not really good because I didn't do this, then that must mean I'm really bad.
Yeah.
Or like I did bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's also why I bring up the small town mindset as well, is because like there's like a threshold of how much understanding there is and how much life experience there is. Because unfortunately, like small towns, if they never get out of that small town, there's like a big time bubble that they're stuck in. And they're not gonna venture out into the world or do any other thing that'll like open their mind to anything else, which then in turn traps them into where they're just stuck in this like simple common way of thinking.
Yeah.
No offense, but I mean it's true.
Yeah, I feel like for me, like not growing up in a church like you guys in that religious world, that I got a little bit of freedom, not feeling that pressure. Even like when you get into a town and living there for 3 years, like whatever the years were, like the pressure tries to come get you. Like even if you didn't grow up in a religious or in church, it tried to get me. Like I felt that pressure to just own up and live up to it, and I did a lot. But there's times when I feel like I would break out and just be real, because I'm like, this is not this is really who I am. Like I'm really struggling, or I'm really not that good, or I'm really just this is who I am. I don't want to be fake, and I've carried like I'm glad. Like even to this day, there's people that I can sniff out that just come off so fake and like so good. They look so amazing on paper.
Right.
I'm like, dude, I'm just real. Like when people come up to me, and this is a big thing, and I'll let you speak, but it's when they come to me like I just want to hear your life story. Like what? Dude, I'm telling, that's a big maybe it's a trigger for me, because like back in the day I was like, these people cared. Yeah. And I would share.
What's your life story?
They would use it against you.
Now it's like, why do you want to know me?
Now I'm like, hold on. Like
what's your motive?
I am such not I can small talk now and I can do the whole thing, but I'm so turned off to that. Cause I'm like, let's just be real. Like, who are you? Like, what's up? Like, we don't have to talk about your job or like your trauma or like your testimony. Like, that's not real.
Yeah.
That's how you meet somebody.
Yeah.
Dude, I feel like it takes so much more work and stress to put up a front of like who you really like, who you're not. Yeah. Like it stresses me out thinking about that. Like how can people actually like live peacefully acting fake and acting like something they're not?
Dude,
like,
I remember
this is the whole reason why I have like zero filter. Like,
I love it, dude. And I love the way that you are, and I appreciate it, honestly.
Yeah.
Like I
Thank you.
love that you are just how you want to be. And like I commend that 100%.
I feel like we all have that no filter-ish because of, whatever you went through as a kid, and like
Yeah.
me trying to like fight that Christian thing that comes on you when you get saved later on.
Yeah.
And then you just like fighting it from like living through it. Cause like if you're not fighting that, like people look at me and they say, you're so out of pocket nowadays. Or they say like,
Yeah.
you don't care. Like, and I'm the first one to like push the boundaries when I feel like everyone's trying to be progressive around me, or I'm just trying to instigate. And part of that is true. I, grew up as a younger sibling and trying to be annoying, but also I'm like, I want to say that thing just to make you mad, because I'm like, this is be real. Like we all think that's funny,
Right?
Or we all think that thought that I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Like, and Joseph, out of all of us, will say the thing that is the extra mile of what I'm thinking.
Oh, 100%.
Nah.
He's always been that. We've always been that way though.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because like I don't know, if it's like holding in a sneeze. Like you really want to say it, and if you don't say it, it just like bothers the shit out of you.
Freaks out.
Bro, no, but like yeah, that's why I've always had like the worst time like building up an actual filter of saying things. Like that's like whenever I say the first thing that comes into my mind, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, why are you saying that?" Like, wow, everyone's thinking it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm kind of glad. Like, I'm glad that I can kind of read a room and do the whole thing. But a lot of the times when I'm around either new people and I let them know like right away, and they're kind of shocked, or like is this guy rude? I'd rather work back from that to people that don't give me a chance at the beginning and I came off rude.
Yeah.
Than being fake and polished, because then they're gonna find the bad. I'm like, oh, this guy isn't great. You know what I'm saying?
But you need to be like that with the girls now.
It's so hard, dude.
They're gonna find this podcast and see who you
I say that. So, Carl.
What? I don't even know what you're referring to, but I'm thinking about a lot of things.
No. S.
Who's S?
Do you know who I'm talking about?
Freaker.
So I was saying that like you need to be like that way with the women you start to pursue,
and like be bad up for, not bad, just show my true colors.
So with S, you didn't disclose.
Oh my god!
This?
I cannot believe you're.
You didn't disclose the sixth god.
Oh my! All right.
So granted, I will give you slack because this was the very first person you dated after the longest relationship you've ever had.
Can I have some context here? I don't know.
So
No.
I came out of a relationship.
I need some context.
Nobody knows. No, I came out of a relationship, almost getting engaged, dated for a long time. So in Nashville, like I've been around, I'm just now experiencing friendships and just like out of a toxic relationship. So I have a huge community now, a huge community pool, trying to navigate like how to date again. And then pretty much long story short, finding a good Christian girl and like clamming up and like, okay.
Damn.
Don't make that face.
What, clamming up?
You said
I eventually I did the opposite. I pretty much put on a pretty face. Not that I wasn't any
This
of those,
give context. How long was this from today? I mean, this was 3-4 years ago.
4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And so
It's a long time ago.
so long. Did you? Have a kid?
You're a new man.
Did you have a kid?
No.
So how old is?
Maybe we had Abner.
No, dude.
Was he not sleeping in a room when you guys came over?
Yeah, maybe 5.
Maybe.
Maybe 4 years ago. Anyways, so
Long time ago.
a long time ago. Not that I wasn't any of the good things I was portraying, but I was hiding anything that I think she would find as a red flag, or just like I don't think it's a red flag. The music I like, the fact that I have a drink. I hit all those.
Right?
Dang. It was so weird.
I love Drake.
I know. And I tell everyone, you know what? You know what I learned from that though?
I love Drake. I love rap. I love ratchet music. I love trap music.
Hold on.
ratchet. Sometimes I twerk to it.
But yeah, dude, you know what? To be honest, that's the first thing I tell a girl now. Like,
Yeah.
and it comes up, but like, I'm like, what kind of music or whatever when I'm on a date, and I'm like, I love Drake. Like, I just have to go to that and like,
Just go
2
there.
beers right away. Like, it's like I try to do the opposite now. I'm like,
No,
and I'm
that's
just kind
great.
of rude, and I'm just like, yeah, I suck.
Yeah.
And then like, yeah, but
Oh, dude, I like Drake too. My wife freaking hates him.
Why?
She thinks he doesn't make any sense.
He makes the most sense.
Dude, she listened to one song. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Carl,
No, you're
but
good.
this is important for Drizzy. But
Scary Hours 3 coming out
so
at midnight. Wait, do we stay up till midnight recording?
is it actually coming out tonight?
Yeah.
I interrupted your interruption.
hell. Anyways,
Hell no. What was that?
so he featured on a song with Trippie Redd, right? And his bar was he had a bar in there, but she only heard like maybe the worst part.
Does she
which
listen to lyrics or is she a music listening girl?
she listens to lyrics and she wants it to make sense.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
But she heard the bars and he said Rolling Stone, Precious Stone, Precious Stone, let me make my presence known. And she thought it was the stupidest thing she ever heard.
That's a bar right there.
Rolling Stone, Precious Stone, Love You Make My Presence Known.
Let me make my presence known.
That's a bar.
That's a bar.
Thank you.
I thought the same too, but she hates him.
And again,
Okay,
But
let me ask you this.
It could also have a tie to the scandal that he was in back in the Disney.
Oh, God, that's stupid.
Yeah.
I know, you went off on that. I think about that randomly. Okay, but let me ask you this.
hold on, wait.
D, let me apologize ahead of time. Who does D like to listen to? Diaz and your wife.
Man, she likes white rappers.
Like Eminem?
It's not really. Like, sure, she knows songs.
Oh, who's
Like
the
Mac
white
Miller stuff and like,
Mac Miller? No, who's the
or-
white guy? Who's the white guy?
No, I'm talking about emo white rappers. Yeah, you know who Bryce Savage is, Swaco.
Oh, it's getting bad.
Bro.
Oh, I've never heard of these things.
Hey, let me just say this. Let me say this. Exactly.
Okay, yeah. Let's pull up their lyrics, dude. Let's roast it. No. Imagine we're like reading it out.
Look, there is something to appreciate.
Here we go.
D, find some appreciation for the other D, the 6D. I love Drake, and that is very evident in my life
Yeah.
and my marriage.
But
and
again,
everything.
like what
My relationship.
helps me to like, I realize like you don't have to love the same music. You're not gonna like love everything.
Oh,
as your
100%.
spouse,
Really
right?
don't.
As
Sarah
you see
does
your
not
friends.
listen to Drake.
Yeah. So I don't know why I thought like at the time everyone I'm dating like has to like the same. They have to like sport. Obviously, girls don't like sport, but like same music and same vibes. Like I forgot that I dated a girl that hated Drake too. So
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. That's a red flag. That's a red flag, Joseph.
dude, but
I'm just joking.
girls put on the front that they like him too. I see it all the time. They're like, "Oh, I love him."
Look,
I'm like,
I
"Oh, you love
I
his
don't
new
really
album?"
think girls why like there's not really any reason to like him unless they are like attracted to him, like they think he's cute.
Yeah.
But his music is not very like
But
His-
yeah,
women
well, his
friendly.
music-
Soft Drake.
I mean,
Yeah,
his
it is.
music
Soft
is
Drake,
catchy,
Soft
though.
Drake,
His
yes.
music
yeah,
is
that's what
catchy.
gets them like this all the.
but like I was watching today, like this morning, or no, last night I was watching
Wait, do it again today. This
first person shooter mode. He just put out the music video.
okay.
And it's just like he's just going off with J. Cole. Like the music video is phenomenal. I was watching it there with Sarah next to me, and I'm just like, all the lyrics. I'm like, she probably not a fan of this, but
Yeah.
I freaking
What
love
what
it.
she do? She was like,
Nothing.
no.
She was on Instagram.
Yeah.
She said something. I was like, oh, I was like, I thought she was listening to it.
Same way, like
She doesn't
guys
care.
Aren't huge like Taylor Swift fans, and you are. You are.
No, not at all.
Okay, so it's like, yeah, you could appreciate it. a little
I'm
bit.
kidding. I freaking love
Bro,
Taylor
I
Swift.
love Taylor
But
Swift.
yeah, I love like she.
No, I
I
love
see-
her.
Hey, do you ever go back to December? All the time?
I mean, I love some of the songs, but like, I wouldn't put it on like instead of Drake.
But this is the thing between me and Joe and you. Speaking of how we were raised, you were raised in the trap.
I was.
We were raised in Ashland City. It's a different small town than you.
Bro,
Yeah, because like the guys I like, it's
We were hillbilly rednecks. You were like redneck hood.
country hood. Not like the music that's out nowadays, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like it's either like real country,
Bro.
like, or it's not like
Yeah.
like
We're like
girly
Taylor
country.
Swift.
Yeah.
Like
We had such a diverse music palette, bro.
because of our sister.
Because of our sister. We listen. Look, we were introduced to 3 6 Mafia, Snoop Dogg.
But again, where
And
did
then-
36 Mafia come from?
Memphis.
Exactly.
And then we
Why you
tra-
say it like that?
Move.
Memphis. Look, it's
Go at him at the comments.
It rolls off. It rolls off the tongue easy
Yeah.
when you say it that way. But then you travel down south a little bit. Then you get into the Taylor Swift,
Yeah.
and that's it. It stops there. It doesn't go any further. And then,
Yeah, literally. I'm
I
like,
mean, I
who
grew up
else?
with Love Story too. It was like a ringtone at one point when a girl I was in love with. On my
It
radio
was
stuff.
Taylor Swift, and then it was like pop music, right?
Yeah, well, hold on. And then it
Like
went. Then
Gwen
you,
Stefani. or
then you
something.
accidentally take a turn down into a back alley, and you start listening to metal.
Oh yeah,
A day
punk rock.
A Day to Remember.
Oh,
Sum
you guys,
41.
Yeah, you guys were cheating
That's-
because I never did that.
Really?
Punk rock.
Oh, punk rock
Linkin
was huge.
Park,
Oh,
but
yeah.
like that was it. Like that's,
No, Sum 31,
everybody
Day to
likes
Remember,
Linkin
Blink
Park.
182,
Oh, yeah.
Good Charlotte.
Good Charlotte. Ooh. Well,
Yeah, it was big. Yeah, the skater scene. That's what it was.
That's yeah.
yeah, I never was a skater.
Skater
What was
scene.
that other one? Tell me what you thought about when you were on it. So alone.
I don't
You
know.
need some music?
Oh, this is the one. I know what you're talking about, but I don't know the
That one.
band.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't experience that, and
Okay, so
it got deeper into
rabbit
music.
trail here is that now we are like coming off of that religious, like extreme religious culture. We can look back at it now, take the good from it. Because for me, at least, there's a lot of good. I mean, there's a lot of very pivotal, like I would say life changing. I mean, I saw stuff with my eyes that, like, I can't deny forever.
Yeah, obviously my life has been changed forever since.
So, like, that aspect of it, of like, there's a God, Jesus, Holy Spirit. There is this amazing, like, creator in my life. That's what I can take from it and like cherish that. And then I think the human involvement is always going to be just shit.
Amen, brother.
Yeah, it's just like taking that.
Like there's just when humans get involved
Yeah.
and you start to put humans on a level, then it's like it gets bad, right? Because they're going to fail and you think of them as high and they're not. Like also on that spectrum, like they're not supposed to fail. They're not supposed to.
Yeah, it blows my mind when people look at celebrities like they're supposed to be gods or something, and then they fuck up,
God.
and it just so happens to be publicized,
And that's what we did with like
bro.
Well, if
Small
you
town.
if you
Every
were a
stone.
pastor and you failed, then like you're done forever.
You're done for.
At least celebrities can
Hey.
like come back.
Hey, if you're a pastor, you stay away from them kids.
Oh God.
yeah. But again, like in that small town vibe, culture, religious stuff, it's like we looked at the leaders like that. Like, and I love them still, a lot of
Mhm.
them. But it's like you look at each person that was like, you know, held up to the standard in everyone's eyes,
Yeah.
and then like in that bubble, they
It's
could
just
do that.
It's so stupid, honestly.
Yeah. And then you come out here, it's like you need that, but you need life experience and you need to carry it with you and like live out life because like
Yeah.
that's not real life.
It's not real life.
It's
It's
not real life
not
to me
real.
anymore.
It's
Like,
literally
some people
not
are
real
still
life.
doing that and that's their life. But I realize for me, it's like
Yeah.
I need to carry that everything I've learned. and go out.
99% of human beings on the planet Earth are living the other life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
99.9
dude.
probably.
And I will consistently.
So it's like,
and
how
always-
can you impact the 99.9?
Yeah, you
Not by being the 0.1%, like living in this world.
Yeah.
Like-
You got to go out there, and that's what.
I'm not gonna lie. I zoned out a little bit, but I feel like I picked up on what you were laying down. But this is why I will always like argue against it. I will say that living such a strict religious background does not gear you for life, and it will hit you like a freaking brick wall when you start like venturing out into that real world,
Oh yeah.
it will hit you so fucking hard.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the biggest flaw in like being in such a strict religious background. Like you're like there goes the time bubble again. You're trapped inside of a bubble and you don't know anything outside of those boundaries.
Yeah.
And once you start going to college and you start venturing out into little things that
I
you
always
might
said
have
it,
an
dude.
interest in, dude, you get destroyed because there's so many new things that are happening and you're just like, how do I respond to this? You go into panic mode.
I always said it from the beginning. I was like, if I had gone to college, I'd have just lost it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
coming from
people,
a massive religious like conglomeration straight into like real world, where 99.9% of the human population are living right now.
Yeah.
I mean, we know like at least 10 people that did that, like that when they left. That
10, bro. I know hundreds.
we know,
like,
yeah.
I
Like-
feel like I know hundreds of people now.
like that just like couldn't continue that, like like aren't even Christians anymore. That just
They got hit hard.
Well, yeah, because they were stuck in that bubble, and then once they started getting hit real life,
Without
they
that
never
safe-
went back.
yeah, that safe blanket. Like they're like, maybe that wasn't even me at all. None of that was real.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
they were
there's
delusion.
stuff today where like I question a lot. Always go on this journey, right?
Yeah,
But there's stuff that like is so sure and solid that I
Yeah.
like. The most important part is it's solid and concrete.
Yeah, my faith in God has never changed, and I
Mhm.
didn't need that bubble. Like once I got
Yeah.
saved, even in there, I didn't need that to sustain me.
Yeah, I think now it's like that, like being authentic and real and like being, just taking away that like
that
layer, right?
even
of
that
like,
pressure to like live that, like to go to church because everyone's doing like now. I still like I have my busy life. I have all these obligations and I have events, and I choose to like go to church still. Like I choose to like still
yeah,
read my Bible. I still like.
I
it's
think it means
because
a
I
lot
I don't feel
more.
obligated.
yeah. I think it means a lot more when you decide to do it not based off of pressure or what people think of you.
Yeah,
in your
and
personal
now
life.
people think it's like I finally run into people in the South, I know, but like that find it weird that I go to church. Like, because Nashville a little bit more progressive than a lot of Southern
Yeah.
Well, I
cities,
mean,
but like
Well, for everybody has their own preference, and like for
Yeah.
you're able to get something from that. You get like it edifies you in spirit, right? I can never personally do that again because I've been raised in that my entire freaking life, and quite honestly I'm burnt out on it. My faith in God has never dwindled one little bit, but it has in people.
yeah, you can't do it right now. Maybe at some point.
Maybe someday I'll change my mind and I'll start going to church again. But I mean, as of right now, I don't think I'll set foot in one and be comfortable about it.
how old are you?
25.
25.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like right now it's being being as involved even as you were in like a religious organization. You see everything.
You see too much sometimes.
You see too much, yeah. So that's kind of like my like whole demeanor now is like I don't want to be involved.
it's almost like
Like I don't want to be that involved. Like I'm fine with like congregating, meeting people, meeting friends, but any deeper than that, helping people obviously, but any deeper like that, the politics and the like organization
It still happens. Yeah.
It's just like
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
care.
I just don't like it where it's like so regulated and it's like you go to church and there's like, all right, have some fellowship for a few minutes and then you're just shaking people's hands because you were told to. Like I'm not naturally like that. I don't want to shake your hand if I don't freaking know you.
That is funny. Like turn to the person behind you and greet them. Like no.
No.
That's my thing. Like
Why?
I know that like church is never
Don't
gonna
tell me what to
change.
do.
I feel like today's church is never gonna change, like in the big aspect, like
Yeah.
in a bigger church.
Yeah.
It's never gonna change.
Yeah.
I've accepted that and not like just live my life in that. But I could never make best friends in small groups.
If you can relate to this, comment down below.
Yeah. Like in like settings where like you're saying they're forcing you like, all right, go meet these people for an hour or like talk about your life. Like I've never met, like I've met
Yeah.
some friends and I still know them, but Like I need it organic. I need to like.
Yeah.
Don't force me to make like nobody ever makes that. You make your friends at work. Like you meet your friends like
Yeah.
do an activity. Let's go play a sport. Let's serve. Like I can
Yeah,
never do that.
volunteering.
And
or
like
whatever.
that's also another thing. I don't like making connections with people unless I can be absolutely real with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like my friends right now, they 100% know that I do believe in God, but I'm also a very fucked up person.
I don't know what he was about to say. I wonder what my face looked like. I was like,
There we go.
my face was that scratch record.
But yeah, like I don't think at the same time I'm almost feeling like I'm doing the world a service by not giving them that shock value.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that's good. I think it's good. Just like you're just being real.
Yeah. Oh, I'm also living sort
Because
of.
honestly, dude, like a lot of people can't be that way.
Yeah.
Like there's even aspects of myself where I'm like, hold it in, rein it in. Like don't be like this, or don't be too much this way, even though naturally that's the way I want to go. You know what I mean? Where it's just like, just being, it's like, why? Like, I think you got to question, like, why? Why not?
Mm.
Like, literally, why not? Why not be like this? Am I going to go to hell? Like, is that the ultimate, like, will I go to hell? Am I banished?
Yeah.
And it's like, who freaking cares?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like, why would you fight your personality? If it feels natural, then how could you fight it?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's like you hear it preached all the time, but I feel like people don't like actually put it into action. It's like the blood of Jesus, right? We believe is more powerful than anything. And we're saved by grace, not by works. It's like literally nothing we do is good enough to deserve salvation.
Yeah.
Nothing. So it's just Jesus.
Well, yeah.
That's the beauty of Christianity.
Because, like, if you think about how it was said in the Bible, like, we were born as sinners, meaning we are always going to be sinners, but in Christ we can be made new. But, like, the thing is, like, at the end of the day, we are always going to be sinners.
Yeah.
So, like, you need
AKA follow @game sinners sinner game.
Yeah, AKA follow Sinner or Sinner Games SYNRR. I'm not perfect and neither are you.
@gmail.com.
But yeah, so it's like, why you're gonna force yourself to be perfect? You're making yourself out to be somebody that you're not.
Yeah.
Then again,
I think the other good thing is when you're not like actively in a leadership position.
Yeah, it's just society's pressure. That's why, like, to answer, I think it's like you feel the pressure of the people around you. Like, so you value what they think because you care. You're your friends in a small town. You especially feel that.
Yeah.
Because even if you would never associate with them in Nashville, in a bigger city.
Oh,
That's
small
all you
town,
had in a
100%.
small town. So like,
Dude, do
value what
you
they
remember
think.
like the people that were talked about in the small towns, like that did something bad or sinful? Like,
Think about today.
they were talked about like they were freaking Judas
Oh my god,
betraying Jesus.
Like, how will we talk about people in the same light now? Like, there's people that do crazy stuff that I know. So like,
I'm like, who? Okay.
dude, we can keep going down this rabbit hole. Like, I can't believe the fact of like some people that I used to care about their opinions so bad.
Oh
It
god.
just sucks. Like, it's kind of embarrassing. I'm like, why? Like,
I'm still working through this actively.
I feel like we all are right now. I mean,
No, literally, like to this day, it is still stuff that like I'm actively like showing more of myself to like whoever it might be. That is me, authentically me.
Yeah.
Like, I love Drake. I love rap music. I love gangster rap. I cuss occasionally. I drink. I love Jesus.
Occasionally, you're not listening to the right ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, someone I love, honestly, is George Janko. because he is very vocal about being Christian, and he's probably one of the most authentic people like that you can see visually, like on a camera, just the way he is. Like, he's not putting on a facade. He's not trying to act holier than thou. He's just who he is. But very, very vocal about his religious like stance with Jesus.
And on the one of the biggest podcasts in the world, he was.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's where I want to get to be. Like I'm not there yet. I've definitely grown since Small Town Vibes and there, but I sometimes check in and check out of like why am I putting on like, but I'm not 100% authentic. Like I think everyone strives to be and they say they are.
Yeah.
But my goal is to be, because like
it's freeing.
I walk into the room, like I do care about what people, like I care about what you think.
Of course.
Like, I care about, my job, but like at a certain point I'm like, there's sometimes it does hold me back from like,
I think too, once like one of the advantages Joseph and I have is being married. You're still looking for your mate right now.
Yeah.
And like whether you want to or not, like, I mean, when I was meeting Sarah, like,
obviously,
I put best foot forward, dude.
Yeah, you always like not hiding what music and stuff like I used to an extreme, but like, you gotta like, I'm pretty great. These are great things about me. Like you can't be weird at front. Like I suck. Like,
these are all the great things, and this is everything that sucks.
But mind you, stepping into that with our partners wasn't just a smooth ride. Like it.
100%.
It was.
And I forget that
it got super bumpy before it got better.
I could touch on that.
100%.
It was so
100.
It was so freeing.
110, 150%.
Bro, dude, there's so many. There's a lot of stories that me and Steven have shared with each other.
AKA real life. AKA like.
Yeah. If you want to be married to somebody, you are going to have to make it work. You're going to have to communicate. Use your words, damn it. But
yeah. So like the other day, it was. The other day was so freeing to like hear that. Because I'm caught like every other month or something. Like I meet somebody new every week, and not dating, but eventually like every other month I'll go on dates, and like I get caught up in comparing, or I get caught up in like looking at my married friends, or like somebody that's in a relationship now that's successful and it's going well.
Yeah.
And I look at the going well every time.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like,
No.
So my first date, I'm freaking out, and I'm like, or during the text message games, that chess match that occurs eventually. I'm like, instead of asking out and reaching out to my homies about like, what should I say? Because I'm like 31 now, and I'm like, I shouldn't be dealing with that, and that girl should be crazy about me, and it should be connecting, and like, and I already know what I want. When it's not, somebody told me the other day, they're like, do you remember? Because I was freaking out, and I felt like less than a man. I was like, man, like I don't have game anymore during a certain situation, and like I wasn't getting a response or something. And he's like, dude, do you not remember like when that happened to me? Like one of my buddies, and I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, dude, you remember that first week I freaked out and she didn't respond. She was getting short. And like, I'm like, yeah, I think so. And he's like, dude, you grabbed my phone and you said, stop being a little bit, and like text her and like say you'll set it up and like put your feelings behind because she's amazing and you got to pursue and like stop worrying about these little things because it'll be great. He's like, dude, remember all this time? I was like, I kind of do. He's like, yeah, you grabbed my phone. So stop acting like that you're not good enough right now. Right? So like, I forget about those struggles in the beginning because I look at like, you're married now. Like, you haven't dealt with that in years, like almost a decade. And like, so like, you haven't played that game, but the game, like it kind of gets you discouraged, like, week after week or month of dating. It's just, it's hard out here in Nashville. So.
Bro, it's tough because everybody wants a quick fantasy lifestyle, but then they don't want to do the work to get it.
Yes, and I'm guilty of that. I don't want to work for it, and I don't like
slide into the no DM.
Being honest, bro,
because I meet people in person. I'm like, I'm pretty great, and like I'm funny. It went well. How come it's not like going like I don't know, like how come it's not bubbly? But then you get. Sometimes you do get that. Sometimes you get a girl that's like crazy about you immediately, and then I get turned off. I'm like, actually, I don't want that either. I'm like, dude,
I need
something's
somebody
wrong
to
with her.
hate me so that I can work for the.
Dude, I get that, and I'm like, I need a balance, obviously, but
Oh, jeez.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I mean, shoot, dude. Like every relationship takes a lot of work, and that's something that you gotta invest in if you want long term. That's for sure. But it doesn't end at marriage. Like once the rings are put onto each other, that's not the happily ever after. The happily ever after is after y'all figure out how to communicate with each other, what your love languages are, how you make things work, how you compromise, how you meet in the middle, etc.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And again, being single for a long time, it's like, well, not married. You get caught in that mindset. Like I hear it all across. Like there's so many 30-year-olds that are single in Nashville, and you just hear that. Maybe they don't say it verbatim, and maybe I don't say it, but I feel like the marriage is like an end goal. It's like, like I look at it like a beautiful thing, and I obviously don't act like that because I'm the one that's gonna propose, and but
Yeah.
nothing in me wants to be married right now because I can't force it. But
Yeah.
it's the talk around it. It's like so
how
many
many
girls especially-
marriages? What's the percentage of how many marriages end in divorce?
I think it's like 50%.
I think it's 50 now.
So like, it's definitely not the end goal. And when you're not in it, you don't think about it like that. You think like, I can't wait till that happy, beautiful pictures that you see online or whatever of like the ceremony and all your friends are there. But yeah, I'm not even there yet to think about it.
40 to 50.
Sheesh. Yeah, it's hilarious.
lot.
It's hilarious though how in every movie and everything like that, how like the guy gets the girl and then they end up getting married. That's the end of the movie. Like you always wonder, did they last? Did they stay married
Divorce,
until they died?
the divorce
I've
rate
always
for
said that.
second marriages is higher, 60 to 67%.
Bro, if you get divorced in your second
you're
marriage,
screwed.
then you need fucking counseling. You need to go see a counselor and see what you are doing wrong. Because if you are getting divorced a second time or a third time,
Hit the button.
then you need to find out what your problem is.
All right, bring him in, Jerry.
I'm sorry, Jerry.
No, your mama told me.
Wow. Dude, go off.
Jerry. No, but
Yeah.
it's freaking true though. Bro, it's so freaking true. Look, let it be an eye opener to you. Look,
Oh, there we go.
if you're holding up more than one finger and you keep on having these problems, look inside. Maybe it's time to accept that you might be the problem.
All right, guys, thanks so much for watching this.
Thank you guys. All right, love you. Catch us up on the next Winners podcast.
No, that's great. I love it.
Yeah, dude,
We could go forever.
Yeah.
I feel like we really could.
we good, and that's a good sign.
Yeah, but we have we got to keep it in the vault.
Yeah, we gotta save it for the next pod. I mean, I touched a little bit on my dating, but there's so many stories that we gotta get.
We're gonna have
into.
guests on. We're gonna have more in-depth conversations about trauma, being raised Latino, dating American,
Music, what's popping right now?
pop culture, Drizzy Drake, fighting, UFC,
Sports,
boxing,
music.
Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce.
Gaming. 5 Nights at
Very big right now. A lot of stuff happening. This episode is mostly just an intro and a little in-depth conversation about our lives, how we were raised, what's going on. But this is the Winners podcast, and it's going to be a big deal to be on this podcast.
Yeah, and yeah, like he said, we're gonna get a lot of interesting guests. Nashville has so much to offer.
Ooh.
So people from all over the world are here, obviously. So stay tuned, guys.
They move in by the droves.
And if you subscribe to us, you're a winner too.
All right, guys. Thanks so much.
Play my song.
And
Hey!
that's a wrap, guys. We appreciate
Love
you
you
guys
guys.
watching. Make sure you just subscribe to the channel.
Like and the description and below for Sinner Games. And that's all I got. All right.